Yes, people, welcome to episode 13, and let me tell you, there's nothing unlucky about this one, because I've finally upgraded my Wi-Fi. Anyway, let me introduce the man who's more excited about Swobley Community Day than the Trainer Club. It's Pogo Milo UK. The man who loves GBL so much his fingers always ache, Ian Waterfall. And lastly, the man who won't actually be hosting episode 27. It's Masterful 27. Gents, how are you all?
Doing fantastically.
Doing well, mate.
So much effort went into that intro, didn't it?
You say that, though. That's one of my favourite ones yet.
Well, we can tell you prepped.
I was doing all right until I realised I'm not going to get the 27th one, so I might have to do a bit of rejig there.
Maybe a reshuffle is needed.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought
Coops, how are you doing this evening, mate?
Mate, I'm all right, bruv. I'm all right. A little bit tired because I'm back at work. No more furlough for me, but I am all right. It's time to join the big boys, Ian and Mark. We're all back at work.
When you're working 60 hours a week, come and talk to us.
Yeah. That's not me yet. But no, thanks, Milo, bruv. I'm all good. And before we crack on with today's episode, please do open up Pokemon Go, and to all the listeners as well, because it's that time to put on an incense. And do not forget to tag us on Twitter, as always, at Incensed Podcast, if you do get lucky and catch a shiny during today's episode. And of course, I should say a good IV as well. We also want to say a massive thank you to our amazing Patreon members, some of who we have tonight. Hello, everyone's waving. I love it.
Good to see you all.
Good to see you all indeed. And your subscriptions really do help us out as creators. And boys, can you believe it? I've got better Wi-Fi now.
You haven't actually broken up yet.
I'm so pleased for you, mate. Good
it's
stuff.
funny, I think Milo just cracked up then. My Wi-Fi's putting you all to shame.
Well, this is exactly what we said, wasn't it? The Patreon money really does help, and it's really improved your stability for your internet. It's really
genuinely. You are completely right. And seriously, check out our Patreon page if you can, and our Discord as well. Now, gents, it's question time. Are we all ready?
We're not, because you didn't give us any hints this week as to what you're going to be asking us.
Fuck all notice.
Exactly. So in the show notes, I didn't actually say, but I want to explain this. So I was on our Discord. It would have been after last week's episode. And somebody said, Fremsley, they tagged us all. And they said, hi, guys, I'm kind of interested in what your day jobs are. Perhaps this could be one of your podcast questions. By the way, I love the casts. And I replied and I said, I'll tell you what, I will make sure I ask this in the next episode that I'm hosting. Now, I know on episode 1, we briefly did a little bit of an introduction about ourselves. What does everybody actually do for a living? Because I don't think we've genuinely said that. And I don't want like a brief, boring, basic answer. I want like a proper, let everybody know what we actually do day to day.
To be honest, mostly I am actually a content creator nowadays. That's where my focus certainly has been. I would honestly say 6 months focusing on going for the content creator thing with live streams and stuff.
It's working.
And it's actually nearly survivable. It's at a point where it's sort of actually, I can call it, stable. Before that, I've come from a background of video editing, all kinds of random video projects ranging from independent feature films to 30-second Twitter interview videos for social media. Basically, whatever I can get my bloody hands on. That's the life of a freelancer.
Behind the scenes content for Patreon.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And I was going to say, and your mate's pestering you to do your quick edit here and there.
Coops' video, for example.
Oh, legend.
The podcast, it all. I just really enjoy doing that sort of thing. I tell you that the life of a freelancer, certainly in the video editing industry, is so saturated. It's bloody painful. So that's why I've gone more into the content creator space. Also because I don't know how it must have been for you guys with your jobs and industries, but the pandemic, when it hit last year, the film industry sort of just disappeared for such a long time, which is where I managed to sort of put a lot of my time into the channel. And that's why it is where it is now. It's because I was doing trying to do daily uploads and stuff. And I found it really enjoyable. The Patreon contribution, everybody who supports all platforms is really, really good.
Well, I was going to say, bro, because you've got your private Patreon as well, which is kicking as well. So you get the donations and all that from YouTube. Oh, good for you, brother. Good for you. You're going to keep pushing it as well, right?
I'm going to keep pushing it. If I can make it work as a full-time thing, that would be fucking fantastic. Genuinely.
Good for you. And Ian, what about you? Sorry, you're setting up your camera, but you are next on my list.
My battery's died already.
You're like,
so my day job is pretty boring. I deal with lorries. I'm a transport manager, so essentially I'm responsible for planning a...
All right, Ian, that's enough. And no, I'm joking.
So yeah, literally I am responsible for managing and controlling a small fleet of HGV lorries and taking shit from clients on a daily basis. I get moaned at daily quite a lot.
And where's this based, mate? What area?
We're a nationwide company, but I'm based in the Midlands.
Not going to tell them that you're mine and Milo's OnlyFans manager. Not going to tell them.
Thought we were keeping that under wraps.
I produce a podcast. No, until recently, I used to be and I still actually have the qualification, a PADI scuba diving instructor, which I stopped teaching about a year ago for various reasons, which I shall not get into, but they're personal, not legal.
Okay, well that's nice
good.
To know. Yeah.
That's good to know.
Thanks for crowbarring that one in. And Marky boy, what do you do for a living, fella?
I am very, very. I'm not going to glamorise it up in any way whatsoever. So I stumbled into the construction industry as someone who just left college. I was given the opportunity to get into the supply side of materials into the construction industry. So that's been my background for the last 20 years. I have had a really great career though. Well, I think I mentioned in the previous podcast. Yeah, I thought it was a vlog then for a minute. A podcast. I relocated for my job,
mate. Welcome to my world. I've done that too many times.
You haven't made that blunder for like 8 weeks, though. You guys smashed it.
I enjoy. I relocated for my job. I really enjoy it. It's challenging. I'm now currently running a branch for a national merchant. We're having our tough challenges at the moment. We've maintained operation during COVID-19. We've had to operate within strict guidelines to keep the business going, but as essential businesses and supplying projects like hospitals, infrastructure, we're not like generic builders. We're not like doing house building. We do deal with it, but we're not like you guys doing conservatories and stuff like that. We're dealing with the big main projects, rail and all that.
Because I was going to say, mate, like obviously I know you have to stick to COVID, but when it all happened, the building industry was kind of one of the only industries that carried on, like not that it didn't affect, because like you said it did, because you have to follow rules and new regulations, but I mean in general it was like to builders that a pandemic never really happened, right? Because it's just every single day going to work. It was
like that. It was very, very strange. I mean, when we went into a lockdown, and again we're speaking for the UK and aware that we do have people that probably all had similar things happen in their countries, but in the UK we had no real warning. There was a TV announcement that came on and we were told we're going into lockdown. And nobody knew what that meant. So even our business, we were on conference calls to 10, 11 o'clock at night at the time, and we shut the business down. It's a national business, this. And then as Coops said, 24, 40 hours later, it became apparent that actually with the guidance the government produced, we were able to trade and buildings thrived. And, long may it continue. But now I feel, without boring everybody, our country did a little thing called Brexit. So I think that's kind of catching us out now.
we definitely don't want to bore anyone with that, mate.
Construction industry, really long career, thoroughly enjoyable, but not glamorous whatsoever. So,
and he gets to wear a hard hat.
Oh, sexy! Can everybody feel a YMCA coming on? Oh, brilliant! And lads, thanks for asking. So, for me and Mike,
who was going to pick up the?
It was meant to be me. You asked him how he was doing. Sorry, oops.
Oh, right, Ian, and action, Ian.
And Coops, how about you, mate?
I'm not cutting that.
No, I love that we've got that on running joke, but I've sort of been a dancer. I've been a dancer, singer, actor, performing arts. I've been in that industry for the last sort of 8-9 years. Went to college for 4 years, got a diploma in dance and musical theatre. To some people, that's a fake diploma. That's not a real one.
Sorry, mate. I do creative shit. You come out with a degree and people go, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, they think you're just walking down the job centre with your Claire Sweeney jazz hands and all that, don't they?
I thought you generally woke up about 11 o'clock, had a cup of coffee, did about an hour's worth of lectures, and then went to the pub.
Mate, listen, you would be shocked at the time I got up to go to college, mate. It was I think I got up earlier than you, Ian, like no joke.
Go on then, give us a time and we'll see.
Okay, I got up at like 5:05.
About the same-ish.
I love that. Ian was really hoping that it would be later than
I was going to say 10 o'clock.
No. But yeah, so and then I sort of worked for various companies. As me and Mark have mentioned a few times, I've been so lucky to travel the world and go to some amazing places. So I did that for 8-9 years, and then pandemic happened last year. And to be fair, looking at it now, I'm actually really glad that it happened, because I was at the age and at that time in the dancing career where I knew that I didn't want to be like a dance teacher, or I didn't want to like have my own dance school. And really towards the age of 30, that's kind of like the only option in the dance world that you've got, is to own your own dance school or to be a dance teacher and do that full time. And because it was something that I just didn't want to do, I just have no interest in it. I kind of knew that 27, 28 was the time where I had to put that to bed and find myself a career. So I was quite grateful now that the pandemic happened. And then, in the last year, I've done like 4 or 5 different jobs. I've done a restaurant job. I've done a warehouse job. I've done loads of building work. Me and Mark have spoke about that before. But as you guys know, I won't say it on the podcast, but I'm waiting to hear back from a really amazing opportunity that I hope happens to sort of find my feet. But so currently at the moment, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, I work at an amazing family business that's in my area. So I'm just like literally working in the warehouse, working in the office, just sort of doing that sort of side at the moment. So that's what I do.
Oh, that's brilliant, mate. And just on a sidebar, Coops, what sort of dance were you trained in, mate? Was it tap, ballet?
Oh, mate, everything. Yeah, tap, ballet, modern, hip hop, commercial. And jokes aside, like I know, like I'm taking the piss when I do my Shinies of the week, but I actually was trained in singing and acting as well, which is hard to believe. So we might have to redo those, Milo. Put me a bit of auto-tune on them.
Yeah, I think we'll get some proper effects on them, mate.
Yeah. So listeners, I really do hope, and as well, was it HermesNinja? Fremsley on our Discord. I hope that did answer your question. But gents, have you got the game open? Well, I hope you have.
Game is open, yeah.
Because it's now time.
Some of us actually dropped an Incensed, Coops.
All right, all right. Because now it's time for the flex game.
Flexi love. You just had to do it, didn't you?
I can't do it.
So we're waiting for a jingle from my mate Brett, and we don't know what it is yet. So
hopefully it's something that we can put Mark's audio over.
I have his audio, so I could just.
Do you? I love it.
Wait, Coops, we're trying to get a soundboard together at some point.
Yeah, we need to.
The Incensed podcast app.
Chart that one, Milo. We'll chart that one, mate. Oh.
Yeah, for damn sure.
So, gents, obviously, I'm going to make this one a little bit biased because I want to win this flex game. So can everybody go to their Milo trainer club? Is it Ernius, the new legendary? Xerneas. Everybody go to your Pokédex of Xerneas, please. Milo, I think you're going to have the highest. So the winner of this is going to be the person with the lowest number of raids that they've done. So, Milo, you're going to go first.
Well, 52.
52? Okay, wow.
100% catch rate, actually.
Ooh, nice. Ian?
I've done 4 raids for this one.
All right. And Marky Boy?
2.
And guess who the winner is? I've done 1!
Mr. Free to Play.
I had to do that one because I knew that I was going to win.
Can we just appreciate the difference here? You've done 1.
Yeah.
Milo's done 52.
Man, it's mad.
And he's got a hundo.
Yeah, I got a hundo on the live stream, so I have to max
Save it.
And you know what? I don't care. I got a 96 on my
sorry.
one, so
are you planning for something later?
Yeah. We need to talk about this legendary later, but it's fine.
Okay.
Fine.
We'll cut that, Milo.
No. It keeps them listening. No, gents, all jokes aside, go to one of your badges and go to your breeder badge, because as we know later on in the podcast, Milo's going to talk to us about eggs. I have hatched 4,310 eggs.
I have hatched 3,625.
Okay, so quite similar to me. Marky Boy?
I've hatched 5,744.
Oh shit!
Wow, fair enough, bro.
Good going. I've hatched 14,850.
Hold on. Whoa. Sorry, say that one
more
time.
Do I win that one, Coops? Because I've got the least. So do I win that round as well?
Oh, yeah, is it the least overall for each round?
That one was.
It's like QI, where you get the winner gets the lowest points or something.
That one wasn't supposed to
pointless.
be.
It's pointless.
Pointless, that's it.
Oh, I'm dying. But can I ask, has any of our patrons, if you've beaten for what was Milo? What was
14,000.
14,800.
Right, Sue, tell us what's your total?
It's kind of embarrassing. 18,238.
Fucking hell.
Milo's
Cred.
been schooled.
Cred to you. Damn.
You know what, Milo? You're going to hate this, but can we have a round of applause there, please, for Sue?
No, absolutely.
Milo
Fully
is
deserved.
massive round of applause.
I've got 2. I'll overlay them just to make it extra special.
Milo, though, fuck, bro, that is literally.
14,000.
Bro, hold on, wait. 4, 8, 12. Bro, you're nearly quadruple my total. That's nuts.
You've hatched more than Mark, myself, and Coops together.
Have I? Jesus Christ. Fuck.
I want to bring one more badge into this, Coops, if you don't mind.
All right. Yeah.
The last few weeks has been very, very strong criticism about the amount of distance I walk. So I want to put this straight and hopefully I don't lose.
Well, if you walk the least, you win.
I want to know how many kilometres you walk. So that's your jogger badge.
Right, to be fair, Milo is right. The lowest wins. But I've got 6,850.
Okay, well, I'll go next. And I've done 8,207 kilometres.
Damn, I can never crack one of those jokes ever again.
I've done 11,988.
Jesus.
It's the lowest wins, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, Mog.
6,580.
Wow.
So all the shit I've taken from you three, and I've actually walked the second most.
Well done.
That's your adventure sync, not playing. That's your adventure sync.
Adventure sync counts, doesn't
Mark
it?
is the person that puts his phone on a fucking turntable.
So it would have been less than that then. So yeah. So I win by even more. Get in there. I've won my first one.
One of the Patreons has written, Andrew happily admits he has a walker for his phone.
Oh, nice. He's got that little device.
Oh. Now going on from this, lads, we're now a fair few days actually into this. I hope I say it right because I've been mega casual. Illuminous Legends event.
Nope.
What is it?
No,
Is that no?
Luminous.
Illuminous.
No,
No, it's just
Oh,
it's just luminous.
Oh no, okay, fine, luminous. I think that.
I got shit for not being able to pronounce that bug Pokemon correctly.
No, I think that's got stuck in his head now.
Yeah, imagine if I just meant, what does everybody think of the Illumise event? You would have all gone, hold on a minute. Oh no, but fuck it. Whatever it's bloody called, the Lumin, whatever. What does everybody think?
Luminous Legends X.
Luminous
Legends X. Milo's just said it, yeah.
I think it's such a good event. Like, I'm really enjoying the spawns, the raids, the eggs are really good. It's honestly,
It's nice to see so many dragons and fairy type about. It really is amazing.
Now's the right time to mention your 100%. Now do it, action, do it.
Okay, I'll go for it.
Okay.
We'll take that out, Milo.
I'm loving the new Tier 5 raid bots, and I got a hundo of it last night.
Well done, mate.
Which is my 28th 100% legendary or mythical.
Mad, congrats. I will just say this though, it's a shame it's fucking dead.
Yeah, you are not wrong there.
What did you lot think like the day before it come out and they kind of just killed off the moveset? What did everybody think?
It's a looker, isn't it? It's a looker.
I just think that, you know, when they did Aeroblast Lugia and then they postponed it because of COVID's outbreak in 2020 and then they brought it back later in 2020 and everyone was like, oh, mad, cool, exclusive move, despite the fact that it's still kind of shit. They've seen that and they've gone, right, we'll do that for every legendary in the future then. Xerneas will probably learn better moves in about a year and a half's time when it comes back again for the 6th time.
Listen, we know how it works, right? They can't do it all at once because they need to bring it back again for a weekend, then again for a weekend as a shiny.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and then again for a month as a shiny, and then again 8 months later with a Go Fest with a shiny and a new move. Come on, we know this.
Exactly, yeah.
We know this.
There's a pattern. We see the pattern. I mean, to be honest, my hundo, if it gets a decent fast move in the future, I'll just elite TM it.
Mate, do you know what though? We're taking the piss, but it's 100% legendary. I fucking love them.
And it's going to be really easy to get to level 50. Well, I say that you need 100
when you're doing as many raids as you are.
Yeah, I'm about halfway actually.
He's halfway on day 2.
See,
what I find
Milo's saying, I've done 52 raids. Coops is thinking, fuck me, that's like 50 quid.
Oh, mate.
I didn't do anything the last 6 weeks, so.
The joking aside, though, it needs to be a bit closer to hit, doesn't it? I find it's like really hard to hit it.
Mate,
Seriously.
I'll be honest. I actually think I caught it first ball on my only raid, so I really can't answer that question. I don't really.
What are you
How
talking about,
close is
Mark?
it to the screen?
I don't think it's
How
too
close
bad,
is it?
actually.
It's
I thought
like
it was all right.
Groudon.
Right in front of you. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
It's simple. It's just like spin and throw it straight and it
really
lands
easy,
straight in the
really
excellent.
easy.
Sorry,
easy
sorry,
throw, isn't
Mr.
it?
Excellent
It really
Throw
is.
video tutorial. Can you see him on the
I should
screen?
bloody
He's
do
like-
one.
But
I
Marky
should do
boy,
one.
all jokes aside, Milo and Ian said they're enjoying it as an event, bruv. What do you think?
Yeah, decent event, decent spawns, new Pokemon. It's not just about the raid boss. There's new Pokemon out there, which
Three
is
of them,
cool.
isn't there?
Three,
Yeah.
three.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
4. You've got the raid boss as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shinies to come out in 4 years, so it's all
4 years'
Yeah.
time. Coops, how are you finding the event? Have you got a Goomy yet?
I actually do. I've got my Pokedex Goomy. Is it Groomy? Goomy,
No,
which is
Goomy.
pretty.
There's
Goomy.
no grooming
But-
there. No.
That's on your OnlyFans, Coops.
Out of all of the weeks I've played, I've been so casual, lads, and bruv, because I'm back at work now. Yeah, you lot are going to die at this. Last night I got home, and this is no word of a lie. You lot are going to die at this. I fell asleep at 7 p.m. and I woke up when my alarm went off at 7 p.m. I had a 12-hour sleep. I was that fucked from obviously not doing anything over the last few weeks on furlough. So yeah, embarrassing to say
Sometimes
the
it's
least.
got to be done.
Exactly,
Sometimes
but
it's got to be done.
boys, I do want to quickly add in, yeah, that I just got a tweet from Pokemon Go as we're recording this, and we are currently 90% done of this fairy competition to unlock the bonuses, which basically means in 3 hours we're going to have completed it.
Yeah.
As we're all catching fairies now. So we officially unlock Shiny Galarian Ponyta and Pancham.
And triple catch XP.
Apologies, I missed that out. Yep.
Which, because Cernius is such an easy excellent to hit,
Yeah.
is really good. It's really good. Pancham's going to be great, though.
Oh, man, it
such
looks-
a cool Pokemon.
But like Ian said, 5 new mons. What is happening? 5 new mons. What is going on?
That's because it's a 2-week event. It's the longest event we've had this year, genuinely, I think.
And it was long overdue getting a decent length event because they've just been fucking awful just lately.
They have been.
I know I'm probably the hardcore player of us four, but I'm grinding for the XL candy.
Sure.
What makes you
Are
think that,
sure?
Milo?
That's debatable, that is. That's debatable.
I just sort of assumed, maybe rudely, I apologise. But I'm just enjoying a good old-fashioned grind sesh for XL candy, like Ralts, Dratini, and Bagon. Bloody brilliant. Ralts have already got one level 50 Gardevoir now.
Nice.
And Salamence, I'm about halfway. Dratini, I could probably get my Shadow 93 to level 50 by the end of the event.
That is, I'll be honest, I'm actually going to work and back again. Like, I actually am really happy, and I can't wait to go out and grind this weekend because the Dratini spawns are freaking awesome. Like, they're actually everywhere, and I'm like, oh, that's sick. That's
And just think
that's
about
sick.
it, Coops. I know you're not really bothered about the level 50 grind, but triple XP, if you're lucky again,
Yeah.
that's 6 times XP. It's insane.
I know,
A
but
lot
you-
of these
potentially
Pokemon are really easy to hit an excellent on. Bagon, Dratini,
Yeah.
Ralts isn't too bad.
Double's easy.
Yeah. And that's before we do move on, because I know Milo's desperate to talk about this. I do just want to just quickly say, like, do you not think it's funny that they didn't show, let's say, the progress of this 90% that we've done of the fairies, but they did it for the raids when they earned the 40 million quid.
I've never seen somebody do a load like the loading bar with the
Yeah.
curved end. So
Yeah.
somebody had to Photoshop it and show that we're actually halfway through it. It just looked like we've only done a third of it because of the curved end of the shape.
It looked like
was
some
really
weird
confused.
test tube. I was like, what is
Yeah.
happening here?
It's so weird. It's like, can't they just put a number or just put a percentage on there or something? It was
But do you
weird.
not think, though, that does sum them up? Like I said, I really don't want to dig at them today. But like when it comes to money, they're all ears. When it's got nothing to do with money, they just don't give a shit, innit?
For sure. I mean, like, catching 500 million fairy type, even if we hadn't got anywhere near it, they'll have made it complete for us in like a week's time. More than likely.
So I'm actually going to now quickly pass it over to man like Ian for a 60-second recap for, wait for it, drum roll. Actually, Ian, I'm going to let you say it, mate. Over to you.
Okay, so the 6-second recap has started. So, Saturday, May 15th, Swablu. Yes, I did say Swablu Community Day. It runs from 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. local time. You will see increased spawns of Swablu in the wild. Quarter egg hatch distance, the favourite bonus for everyone, and you'll get 3-hour incensors. Evolving Swablu during the event, you will get the move Moonblast, and there will be a 99 cent or 99 pence special research that probably no one will buy because it's shit. Cotton winged bird. And I think that's about a minute, Coops.
Ian, that's the funniest thing that you've ever said, bro. I love that. That no one gives a shit. Milo, don't talk to me because I'm free to play, but you were going to say something about the eggs, bruv, and I think you should tell all the listeners, which was quite interesting if you do want to hatch eggs.
The Swablu Comde is such a shit letdown, and the bonus makes no sense.
Oh, Ian, I'm still dying.
But
That's funny.
I'm going to put this suggestion to you because obviously it's in 6 days' time. The Luminous Legends X event will still be going on, and 7-kilometer eggs are containing Gibble. I think there's only about 6 or 7 event Pokemon in those 7-kilometer eggs. That no Alolans, no Galarians to space them all out. So honestly, utilize the quarter hatch egg distance to hatch those event eggs for some Gibble, for distance trades, and some XL candy. And you can do 12-kilometer eggs as well with rocket leaders.
Cheers, Billy. It's the best way. I didn't even know about the 7K eggs, mate. When you said that earlier, that's a great shout. I've just been like Ian, just sat on not trying to get eggs from gifts because they're usually rubbish to 7 kilometers.
They are usually terrible, but it's actually, they're so good. They've gone back down to a limited pool of 6 Pokemon. And yes, you're going to hatch things like Azurill and Cleffa, sadly. But I've hatched 1 batch of eggs, 9 eggs, and got 2 Gibble from them.
The Cleffa can be shiny, can't it?
It can.
That's
I think all of them. It's even hatching the new mons, the Spritzy and Swirlix. So you could get a good IV one of those.
I'm just laughing. I just always, whenever I think about 7K eggs, I just always remember the Alolans, but before they were shiny, I just remember that I swear I've hatched like 100 fucking million Alolan Geodudes.
Really, does anyone care about 7K eggs, honestly?
I don't think anymore.
But now
honestly.
let's move on from one unnecessary, unwanted Pokemon to another. Milo, you wanted to talk about in today's episode.
Yes, I did.
Ian, I'm still giggling. I'm so sorry it was you. But we want to talk about bloody Marill. Now, what I will say, Ian, just please let me have this one. Azumarill, XL Azumarill for Great League is insane. Azumarill is insane anyway, but now XL, it's just absolutely unbelievable in the rankings of PV Poke and just generally in GBL. And that's what I'm going to say, Ian. I promise, that's it.
I wasn't going to say anything other than
all right.
Tap.
I'm going to find a counter to that argument to do with this bloody research day. So it will have already happened for pretty much everybody by the time this podcast goes out.
Yes,
so, I mean, if you needed the shiny Marill, I hope you got it. If you were like me and played the game actually just over a year ago, it was about the middle of April 2020, they did a Go Battle event for Shiny Marill's
Ian
release.
loved it.
I actually completed the whole thing.
I did it.
And got
I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was actually one of my favourite events. It was a new style of event. You could put your premium pass into it. Really, really good, particularly since we were all in lockdown.
Yeah.
But now they've decided to do this research day for Marill. And why this is such a problem is that it's featured this weekend, and literally in 3 weeks' time, it's a fucking Spotlight Hour. It's the last Spotlight Hour Pokemon for May. So they've decided to jam Marill into 2 events in 1 month. It fucking triggers me.
And
so bad.
And don't forget, it's in the front poster for the Go Fest this year as well.
You're looking forward to that, aren't you?
Don't get me started. Oh my God. It was spawning for 2020 Go Fest in the Friendship Hour as well. So it was featured last year too.
And just generally the last 4 years of the game since it's come out.
I'm going to say this because Coops did make a very valid point that, XL Candy Azumarill is very good.
It is.
But don't forget that research encounters are level 15, and the likelihood of getting an XL candy from a research catch is fucking nil, pretty much. It's so low. So research day catching Marill will probably yield so little XL candy it's pointless. The Spotlight Hour, on the other hand, will be much, much better because wild spawns higher level give you more XL candy chance.
Yes, and don't correct
research day shit.
And don't quote me on this, but I actually think a rank 1 Marill for Great League is actually 0, 15, 15. So 0 attack, 15 defense,
so you
and
don't
15
want the
HP.
research because it's 10, 10, 10 base stats.
I know, but think about that though. But then again, I know what you're saying about the XL. Yeah, it's shit. Yeah, I agree with you. It's shit.
It's so stupid. And I know it's the same philosophy as when people are saying, like, I know this may be an unpopular opinion because some people want to get the shiny for Swablu for the Com Day. People may need the shiny Marill. when you've got your shiny, you will become exactly like us. And as soon as Niantic repeat this event with another Marill style thing, they'll go, hey, it's Marill Com Day, November 2021. You will be kicking.
Do not put that in the air.
In the same way that we will.
In the air. Do not put that in the air, mate. Do not.
Guys, for shits and giggles, then it's worth doing it. How many shiny Marills have you all got right now?
Part 2. The flexing up game.
Yeah. No, do you know what's funny? When Milo said about this time last year, they did the battle day, I was actually thinking, I was like, oh my God, I did a video on it. And I actually didn't get a shiny from that whole day.
Are you kidding?
I didn't get one yet. And I've only ever hatched one, what's the baby one?
Azurill.
Azurill. Yeah. I've got one Azurill. I've got the little green one. And then I've got only one Marill that I caught at GoFest last year. So technically, bruv, I actually need one. So I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this month at all.
I've got 6.
I've got 4.
I've got 10.
So Coops wins again because it's the least.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well done. You're on a roll tonight.
Bruv, I like. I'm telling you, I like this one, bruv. I like the lowest one wins.
I do.
It won't be happening next week. Trust me on that.
Milo hates it. No, Milo would win the Wayfarer one.
Mark, Milo, do a Wayfarer one.
Yeah, do a Wayfarer, Milo.
As Milo would say, gents, that's cracking stuff. Was that good? Was that good, Milo?
I think that was a solid.
Now, everybody listening, I do just want to say we didn't really sort of scrape the barrel with content. It's really not like that at all. But you know me, I really like to just be a little bit different and talk about sort of other things, obviously all related to us and Pokemon Go. And Mark actually gave me the idea to talk about YouTube. And I actually think people might find it really interesting. So Milo, I know that you said earlier that eventually, whether it's in 2-3 months, 6 months or a year, you would love to be a full-time content creator, correct?
Yeah, fully.
So Marky Boy said to me, like, Coops, why don't we talk about like, how far do you have to be into the YouTube world to actually be stable and have an actual income? And I absolutely love that idea. So for people listening, if you don't really kind of know how YouTubers make their money, it's not actually based off subscribers, is it, lads? Which when I was younger, I thought it was.
No.
Subscribers is more like how popular your channel would be. Is that fair? Kind of.
It's sort of popular bragging rights, I feel.
Yeah. Of course, to be like, I've got 20 million subscribers. Yeah. But basically, your income from YouTube specifically, other creators, they'll have Patreon or, all jokes aside, OnlyFans, or they'll have. That wasn't a joke. That actually wasn't a joke.
It's legit.
Yeah, people do. They have other sort of sources to support them. But basically, it's through CPM and RPM. RPM basically means revenue per mile, and CPM basically means cost per 1,000 impressions,
cost per mealy.
Is it? Yeah, it's not mile, is it? It's, that's what I thought that. So it's basically kind of what you get paid every 1,000 views. And I don't know about yours, gents, but I think mine is like 4-5 quid. I haven't checked recently. What's everybody else's?
I haven't looked. I think the last time I checked was about 4.2.
What's that? So what stats that? Just so I know.
So it's the RPM. So it's like your RPM stat, and it basically says how much you get after YouTube takes all of their money from you from the ads and stuff. That's what.
So my RPM at the moment is $2.71.
All right, fair. $2. That's fine.
My RPM's $3.05.
Yeah, so they're all different. Gents, popular topics is like travel, isn't it? And like fashion and makeup. I think they have like really high RPM. So Milo, bruv, tell us, bruv, like, because you're the, I'm going to ask Ian and Mark, but like, tell us, brother, like, where do you want to be? How many views do you want to be averaging? Like, where's your head at with becoming a full-time content creator?
I don't know I don't really feel like reaching a point. I want to I want to try and grow as much as I possibly can and expand what I do, because I really enjoy doing it. And if I can improve what I put out, that's always a plus. But starting YouTube, you guys will know, and anybody who does a little bit of YouTube, that's the starting it and getting going is the hardest part. I think for me, in terms of numbers, I started in October of 2019 and reached 1K with Coops, actually, when we were met up in Walpole. What was that, mid-December?
Cracking video, by the way. Cracking video.
You improved it no end.
No, don't be silly.
Yeah, that's like a year and a quarter or so to get the first 1,000, and then late April this year I crossed 2K. So that's kind of shows like 100% increase in like less than a quarter of the time relevant. Getting the ball rolling on YouTube is the hardest bit.
They always say the first 1,000 are the hardest subscribers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we can all relate to that. Getting that 1,000 was honestly like one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do in my life.
And the thing is, like, once you've got the momentum and stuff, that's why I'm trying to constantly put out, videos and keep going on social media and stuff. Because once you've got the ball rolling, you need to keep it rolling. Because if you stop and stagnate, then YouTube just decides to not push your content out.
I thought
it's
you'd
so
actually
bad.
rebranded your channel, I thought you'd like the Trainer Club Mark II.
Don't think I can nick the name. I have to...
Oh, yeah, lads, I just want to sort of interrupt this one because you just said the Trainer Club and it reminded me completely off the cuff. I'm going to come to you, Ian and Mark, about the YouTube world. This really pissed me off, and I don't know why it pissed me off, but only recently I've noticed that the Trainer Club has started to do his own infographics, right? Bearing in mind, he earns like £50 million from Patreon. He's got all these Discords. He's got all these subscribers. His channel, he's got so much, right, from this Pokemon world. And people like Leak Duck and people like Couple of Gaming, they were the people that did the infographics, right? Is it weird that I'm completely fucking against him coming in and putting out his infographics? Or have I like taken that? Like, why does it bother me so much? I feel like, dude, like that was Couple of Gaming's thing. Like, let them have that moment, bro. Yeah. Like, let them, that's the thing that they're known for. That's how they get their Pokemon Go clout from that. Like, why are you trying to take over everything that everybody does? I only noticed that he was doing it recently, sorry. And it really bothered me. And I wanted to just express that on the podcast.
I hadn't thought of it that way, to be fair.
No offense to him. I just think, hold on a minute. That's not fair because you're taking away, just because you've now got big, you're taking away clout and what's, sorry, bruv, I just don't agree with it. I just don't agree with it.
We have a special guest. Billy, would you like to join?
Bruv, you know me, mate. I'd say it to his face, mate. I'd say it to his face. Mark, I know you were like nodding. Is it just me that's bothered?
You know what? I'm going to be really honest with you. Now you mention it, I get that completely because everyone, it's like you have a creative influx when you're knowing about it. Like we said before, everyone can create content. We can all have the same event and all of us can create content because let's be honest, our experience drives the content and we will all play an event and we'll all have different experiences and how we do it. We joke about it. Coops, let's just talk about it for now because we've kept it off and this is a great time to start doing, I create more, I'm more atmospheric. I like to get scenery. I like to create a storyboard. I like to capture a moment and beat with the music I use in it as well. Put the sound effect on because I'm I'm not going to say it, but because I've got lovely countryside around me, I think it's lovely
say it. Rural.
Do it.
Rural.
Yes.
But I take great pleasure in that because I can share that with people. I get loads of good feedback off people watching my vlogs and that say, love the country, love the wildlife, love all that. That's beautiful. But we're creators and we'll have our own styles, we'll have our own elements. We get that. Infographics is a really good point. I didn't think about it until you mentioned that. I saw him starting to push them on his channel, and I will say it. People do that. You don't need everyone jumping on board of it and doing their own ones because it doesn't matter who you are. It's the same information. You present it slightly differently, but there's less creative difference between it. And it feels like you said, it's almost like piggybacking onto an element of doing it now. So, I don't mind how to hit excellent throws on something that launched him. And that's a great, that's unique. But he created that.
But Mark, this is the problem, right? And as a YouTuber, let's just say that Milo started to do excellent throw tutorials and legendaries, and he got more views.
What a good idea.
He got more likes, and Milo's excellent videos popped off more than the Trainer Club. Do you know what's funny? He and the community would go, "Oh my God, the Trainer Club started that. The Trainer Club's thing." So then, why the fuck? I'm sorry, I am completely. I'm completely against it, and I've only seen it recently. And
it's been the last month.
And Mark, I'm glad you agree with me because I don't think
it's been a year, mate. Or so.
A year. Oh,
but I'm going to, no surprise, leap to his defence,
mate. This is why it's a discussion, bruv. This is great.
I don't think he does event ones. He may have started doing event ones recently, but he started doing the community day ones, which honestly I found them way more helpful than the Leak Duck or a couple of gaming ones, because they had absolutely everything there. He does like raid counter ones for raid legendaries, and you think it's not that deep, you don't need to know it. But the community day ones, it puts all of like the PvP stats in there, like how many pieces of like star pieces, whatever you need, etc.
Milo, right? And like I said, we've both got opposite views. This is going to make this really interesting. At what point are you such of an idiot that you don't understand a Pokemon between 0 CP to 350 CP is going to be for Great League, 300 CP to 900 CP is going to be for Ultra League, and from 900 CP to one, listen, you hear what I'm trying to say, right? I'm just saying in general, I'm sorry, mate. I've looked at one of his infographics. It's like a fucking maze. He's got about 8 billion things on it. It makes no sense, and no disrespect. If he's got here the 100% IV for PvP, like no one is going to like listen to it, and no one's going to be like, oh wait, when they catch him on, go, hold on, wait, what was that number on the trainer club? It was 294. Like no one's going to do that. I'm sorry, Milo. I
don't know about you, but I save the infographic so it's in my images, and then I can just pop through the different windows
and you genuinely do that throughout the day.
Well, I'll make a note of whatever the IV spread is, like the hundo for PvP IV spread. I'll make a note of what it is in my head, and then sort of keep that on tab. But I guess it's when I was looking for like the Leak Duck and a couple of gaming ones, I could never honestly find, because they always make you go to a CP chart, and for me personally, with a load of numbers in a chart is like fucking out, like impossible to read for me personally. So just seeing one clear-cut number, and I know the PvP he puts at the bottom of the infographic, so it's just simple.
No, I hear what you're saying, bro, but don't most people know, like I said, low attack, high HP in defense, and at the end of community day, you've got the 2 hours, don't you sit and IV check all the ones that you think have got potential, whether there's 5 or whether there's
true,
25,
but you don't know,
and then you screenshot
like 15, 14 or 10, 15.
But that's what I'm saying, Shu. I mean, listen, I'm just going from what I do. I'll go through all of them and I'll have 30, 40 saved that I look at and go, oh, they've got potential. And then I go to, let's say, Poker Genie. I think on Android, I think it's IV Calci or something like that.
Or something,
Calci, yeah.
But Ian, you've been mega quiet.
Yeah, I just thought I'd let you get it off your chest because you're on a rant. I've really got no issue with anyone doing what they want. We're all creators. It's just a way of him connecting with his community. I mean, who's to say we're not going to have an Incensed podcast infographic at some point when Milo got some time?
No.
Yeah, that is
tap IV.
I've got literally no problem with him doing that if he wants to. You know what I mean?
But can you?
It's got a massive community.
Yeah, but can you not?
Is that why he's doing it then?
Yeah, I think he's doing it to help people. I think yes, there are people that are already doing it, but what's to stop him?
No, but I'm just, it's not that. The issue is, I hear what you're saying about he's doing it to help people. Like,
I just don't understand why it pisses you off just because.
No, I think it pisses me off because there's things that people have and there's things that people do for this community and they do an amazing job. And I actually find it quite offensive. And I know you'll be like, Coops, you're being so dramatic. But if I was Leak Duck or Couple of Gaming, it would bother me that there are other infographics when they've been the infographics for the last 3-4 years.
But really, is it that big a problem? There's enough room in the sort of world.
It's hard because I just don't feel like you understand where I'm coming from, and I'm not. No, that's the problem. Yeah, but I don't think you do at all, and I think that's why we'll end this discussion here. But I don't.
We've gone off on a massive
No. It's fine, but I just don't think you understand. I think it's in a year's time, no one might be using Leak Duck or Couple of Gaming's infographics. They'll be using the Trainer Club because of his influence on the Pokemon mod, and I think that's what I just think it's greedy. Sorry, I do.
Can I jump in just really quickly?
Yeah.
I get it exactly what Coops is on about, because like when we were in Dortmund, I met up with the cruise ship and we had a great time, and then the cruise ship and Pokemon Master Holly, they met up with a Couple of Gaming in Dortmund, and these couple, that's their, they launched all this. Infographics didn't exist in the way they know until they did it, and they were really big in the community. And I think, like you said, if you've built a community and you want to reach out to them, that's fine. You can do it how you want to do it. But I would be really sad to think that maybe people that always relied on Couple of Gaming, for example, suddenly then just switched off from that because it was easier to find it from another source that's jumped on it further down the line because they've now got that reach out. And you're right, Ian. Everyone can do what they want to do.
But it's just so. I'm just think it's such a weak argument. Like it just,
it's
like
not a
I get
weak
it.
argument. They don't have a copyright. They don't have anything that protects them and lets them only do it. I mean, you could make one.
I know, but I just think
I honestly don't think it is. I genuinely don't.
I think if you started something, Ian, and then someone did the exact same thing as you, but just more confusing and more unnecessary information on it, I actually think I should ask you how you feel about it. Then I really do, because I know you're going, oh, it's not that deep. I don't care, but I really do. And I don't think now, but I think eventually, when Couple of Gaming could potentially, because this infographic and then other people, big people, Mystic 7 might start one. And I just find it sad that people that started it, these big people that come in because they've got more numbers, just completely take it. But I get it. That's fine that you don't find it deep at the moment.
My view on it is, it's just like the real world, isn't it? You get a small company, it gets taken over by a big corporation. It's the same thing. It's just the circle of life.
But it doesn't make it right, which is the point.
That's that.
Am I wrong in thinking that I don't give a shit?
No, bruv, it's a discussion.
You know what I mean?
It's a discussion.
Really don't care.
No. Listen, this is why you've got me here, because I'm fucking bull in the china shop. Like, I just express how I feel. I'll go off on a rant, and everybody's got different opinions. And trust me, man, the listeners will either be, yes, Ian, I'm with you. Yes, Milo. Yes, Coops. Like, this is the whole point of it, right?
Let us know on Twitter on whose side you're on.
We need to have some good debate. It's about having debate.
Exactly.
Healthy debate.
Isn't that why we're here? This is why we're here, right? We're not, you know what I mean?
We're not here just talk about an event, then ask a few questions, and then like wrap it up.
Precisely. And we can't always agree, and I don't think we should always agree.
I do obviously want to apologise if anybody has got deeply offended by what any of us have said, mainly me. But Ian, going back to you, brother, what's your thought? Mikkel's on for Patreon says you need to do a Twitter poll.
Yes.
But I feel like maybe because it come out of the blue and I hadn't really thought about what I was going to say, I feel like if I thought about it, I'd make more sense. But Mark, I'm glad you
tired from talking about YouTube career.
No, Ian, go on, mate, because I know we didn't ask you about YouTube. Have you ever wanted to be a full-time creator? Like, what do you think of earning money on YouTube and stuff like that?
I purely do YouTube as a hobby. If I can make a few bucks off the side of it, brilliant. But I'm in a slightly different place to the rest of you in that I will make videos on any subject I want. I do enjoy doing Pokemon Go content, but I don't have a specific niche. So if I want to make a video on tech, I will. If I want to do a travel vlog, I will. But it is purely a hobby. Because I don't have a niche, my numbers are never going to be huge. I'm sort of at peace with that. So, I just literally put up on my channel what I want to.
Do you guys find it crazy, though, that as people that all do Pokemon Go content, isn't it so crazy, like, how saturated it is? Like, you type in Pokemon Go on YouTube and, like, it's literally Mystic 7 and Trainer Tips and the Trainer Club. It's crazy to break through.
Yeah, there are so many people doing it.
Crazy to break through. And you just
got to... Again, without boring the listeners, because if people aren't into YouTube, they're probably going to find this horrendously boring, but a lot of it comes down to the SEO as well. If you're putting good tags in, good descriptions in, talking about the subject in your videos, the first 30 seconds of video is so important with a YouTube video because it does pick up on the actual language that you're using.
It's crazy. They say apparently that likes help, but that's a load of fucking bollocks. I could not disagree with that anymore after doing my YouTube year. They say, you watch all these videos on how to grow and they're like, likes, dislikes, this a load of fucking shit. So if you're listening to this and you do want to become a YouTuber, you could get 150, 250 likes on a less than 1,000 view video, and that will all it will get. So that's a load of crap.
I think it's really useful for people to know that, because like if people listen to this and going, I'd like to start a YouTube channel, I think we've talked about it already. You know, the 1,000 subscriber mark is a massive landmark. Now,
huge milestone. It's
a huge milestone. Now, my channel's been going for nearly 4 years now. And the only reason I didn't worry about subscribers. It was never about subscribers for me. It was about just having a platform to be able to create. And I did live streaming at that point.
Yeah.
YouTube changed the parameter. So you could use external streaming applications, but to do it within YouTube gaming as it existed back then, you needed to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers. And that's when I really felt the community worked for me, because I didn't want to push it, but I jumped up from about 400 subscribers to 1,000 in a couple of weeks, because people liked the streaming. They were sharing my channel, pushing it, so I could get to that level.
Yeah, that's really good. That's
and
really
that
cool.
shows what it's about. But like you said, off the back of doing this podcast, I've seen some growth. Off the back of Lured Up podcast, that generated some extra flow to the channel. But I'll be really honest with everybody listening to this. I will put it out there. I've been doing YouTube for 4 years. I still haven't earned a penny off YouTube for doing it for 4 years. There's money sat in an account. We have what's called AdSense, which is Google AdSense.
Yeah.
You can't get it until you hit a certain amount.
Threshold. About $100, isn't it?
60 quid.
60, yeah.
I think it's quite healthy for people to listen to that, because it's never been about the money. But actually, if you wanted to do it, it shows you that it doesn't necessarily it does have to become a full-time job. You have to be able to do that.
I agree, Mark. And to earn, I mean, this is coming off the top of the dome. This is really could be incorrect information, but to actually earn, 40, 50 quid off a video, which is kind of, it's less than a day rate, but to just get 50 quid off a video, you need to be getting thousands and thousands of views.
You need a big margin.
You need to be at least getting 20,
views.
Yeah. You need to get 20,000 views on a video. And like I said, just hope that it doesn't get copyrighted by mistake, or when that happens, it's happened to me before.
Fucking unbelievable.
Do you know what scares me though about becoming a full-time content creator? Like me and Milo spoke about this a lot, haven't we, brother? And it's something that I've never been interested in, never. I've always wanted a career job-wise, and to have an annual salary. Do you know what I mean? It's just like my goal, obviously. Fingers crossed, but
fingers crossed, mate.
Yeah. But at one point, this won't be how it is. At one point, we won't be doing the podcast. People won't be playing Pokemon Go. There will be no raid bosses to do guides on. And I think that's what scares me. And this isn't a dig at any creator, because, everybody's out here grinding, doing what you love, doing what you want to do. But what does scare me, one day it will stop. And when you have a really successful 5, 6, 7, 8 years of, let's say, being a Pokemon Go content creator, your late 30s, and then what happens? And I don't mean that to be a savage, but I'm just saying you could be late 20s, 35, you could be early 40s. At what point do you go, fucking hell, I ain't got no Patreon members anymore. I ain't got no YouTube income. What the fuck am I going to do? From an employee business, you're not very employable as a late 30-year-old. And that's not me being a savage. I'm just spitting real life facts here. And I think for me, a lot of people say, yeah, but you can go onto a different game and you can go onto a different, a different platform. But for me, I don't really see it like that. I think people fall in love with you through the content, and I stick with that. And I know me and Milo spoke about Mystic 7, did a little game before Pokemon Go, but I'm pretty sure that if any creator right now that's big on Pokemon Go and gets big views, if they change games tomorrow, I am convinced the numbers would go dramatically down. And then over time, they would go back up again with the new fan base. But I think that's what really scares me. And that would be my only, I know you've got your video editing, Milo. It's not advice. I'm not your dad, but I'm just saying that would be the only thing I wouldn't.
Really not. Trainer club is.
Yeah. Oh, Billy with his infographics. But I just to anybody that wants to be a full-time content creator, chase your dreams, bro. Do it. I find it I love it. It's so admirable. I love seeing, and I want Milo to thrive. But at the same time, just be careful that there's a drop. And then when there's that drop, what happens then, bruv? What happens then when you're mid-30s and you ain't got a job and you know what I mean? You got a mortgage, you got all this sort of stuff, you got real life shit. So yeah, that was old spiritual Coops.
Not to bring us all down to the ground.
Listen, it's the real world, bro. It's the real world, mate. That's not me being a savage. It's the real world.
I won't mention anyone's names, but I always say there's a couple of guys I work with that are in their early 20s. And I say to them, I said, just get on streaming. Just do what you're doing. Use what you've got.
Yeah.
Because you're not, just do it. I wish I was 21 again now with all the stuff that's available now.
Saying that, though, I reckon it'll be harder, Marky boy. It could be harder.
Possibly.
The thing is, it's so saturated nowadays. Any part of the gaming, live streaming industry is so thick and heavy that you've got to try and stand out and be unique, which is becoming increasingly difficult.
The thing is, when I go, because I'm a big Twitter user, as you guys know, there's loads of Twitter accounts of streamers that have got 30, 40, 50,000 followers on Twitter. There's loads of them. These people have got a big enough following to make it work. There's loads.
I think it also depends on personal preference.
Crazy.
I think it depends. Do you want to be on 30, 40, 50,000 pound a year? Do you want to be on 70, 80, or do you just want to be on 15, 16? And I think it all comes down to complete personal preference.
I think you're right. I think you're right, mate.
You know, and like I said, if you're happy with your little bit of income that you get, and that's what that, bro, I couldn't be happier for you. But you know, people have got different sort of, aspirations for life. I guess
that's very true.
I guess. Ian, what did you say a few weeks ago that we ended off a conversation? You wasn't everybody's different. What was it? Balance. Was it balance?
Balance.
Yeah.
Well, that was one of the early episodes. Was that like episode 2 or 3?
It's all about finding that balance. I'll be honest, gents, I was worried at the start of this episode, but some good discussions. Ian, do you still love me?
Of course I do. I can argue with you, but I still love you, dude.
Good chat. So, Coopsy, we did a 10-minute Twitter poll.
Did anybody actually partake?
Oh, God. What are the results?
The question
are they on
I
mine
asked,
and Milo's side, or are they on yours and Coops' side?
Hold on, I'm going to ask I haven't told you
We'll
the question.
find out.
Also, I will just say, Mark, this isn't great because we do want to get him on at one point. Maybe I shouldn't have said what I said.
So the question was, so do you agree with more established content creators suddenly starting to make their own Pokemon Go infographics? That was the question that I asked. We had, in 10 minutes, I think it was pretty good. We had 8 people vote.
Oh, damn.
That's quite good going, to be fair. 63% of people think it's okay that they do it, and 38% of people have said, no, they don't think it's okay. So it's one vote from being half and half, isn't it?
And this might cause some controversy, which is exactly what I want. Anyway, moving on. Some say if Niantic interns were on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, they would win the $1 million. But if that's the case, it's a big fat no from John Hankey. It's now time for Ask the Intern. Ask the Intern.
All right, it's finally back to me for Ask the Intern. Oh, boy.
How many weeks has it been, Mike?
It feels like 5, honestly. It's been so long. I've got a couple of cracking ones. At Niantic Help, I encountered Giovanni today and caught Shadow Moltres, yet the first task does not complete. I did have an extra Super Rocket Radar in my inventory since I skipped Shadow Articuno, and the image shows the research for this month. They've completed Battle the Team Rocket boss and defeat the Team Rocket boss, but they haven't completed Find the Team Rocket boss, to which Niantic supporter replied, Hi trainer, if the task was unlocked after you encountered Giovanni, it would not count the task for progress. Also, if you still have another Super Rocket Radar, equipping it and finding the hideouts of Giovanni should help. Let us know if you need more assistance.
I love it.
I love that.
I still can't wrap my head around how they did that. Unless they didn't get to that page, but you unlock that page anyway. Why would it complete the Giovanni battle before unlocking that page, but not that quest? It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all, that.
These tweets are the highlight of my day.
Anyway, here is another Giovanni one, unfortunately, but at Niantic Help, I defeated Giovanni to capture Shadow Moltres, but I had no more room for Pokemon. Idiot. After transferring some Pokemon, the balloon goes away automatically without letting me try to catch the Moltres. So, Niantic support have replied, Hi trainer. Sorry to hear about that. It is best to claim the reward encounter immediately after winning the battle, as the balloon would fly away once the battle is successfully completed. That said, we've shared some advice via DM. To state the bleeding obvious...
Make sure you have storage.
Make sure you have storage, indeed. And I've got one more, just the one more.
Yeah.
At Niantic Help, I haven't been able to PvP because of this. Stop pushing new events without fixing any previous problems. You guys need to fix your game for once already. I love this game, but if you guys ain't doing nothing, I might just quit.
From Casual Coops. Ian,
Casual Coops. And I swear on my life, this is the response.
God, here we go.
Hi, trainer. To evolve Spritzy to Aramasi, ensure you follow the steps in place. Number 1, make Spritzy your buddy. Number 2, activate an incense. Number 3, spend 50 Spritzy candies to evolve it. We'll be addressing the GBL issues via DM. Where do they get Spritzy from?
Did I miss something here, Milo?
Yeah. If they spelt it wrong.
No. There's no mention of Spritzy in that
No
tweet.
mention at all in the.
That's what Spritzy wasn't mentioned at all. But
No.
at least I know how to evolve it now. That's how
It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like one tweet of two, is it, Milo? There's not a second.
No,
tweet there.
no, genuinely not. I double checked it. That's 100% how they laid it out. Like, how on earth did they jump to that
But do we
conclusion?
think that they've actually copy and pasted an answer from a different question and then
don't
just
know, 'cause-
added the extra answer on the top?
I don't
they
know,
might-
because that final sentence from Niantic Support does say about the GBL issue. So it looks like a sort of personalised message, but they've just decided to put the Spritzy information in there as well. And it's not like it's a reply of a reply of a reply. That is a direct reply. There's no other replies to that tweet. So that's Ask the Intern for this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Milo. I'll tell you what, the lag in GBL is so bad at the minute as well. Anyway, over to Marky Boy for Shinies of the Week.
Shinies of the week.
Yes.
Right, so I've been digging in, and a lot of people are actually making it easy for me to find these. So thank you in advance for doing that. We've got a right mixture here, not just shinies. So Chris Hayden said, "Hey guys, these aren't shiny, but I did hatch these two hundos back to back whilst listening to the best Pokemon Go podcast."
Facts.
Thank you very much.
So he hatched a Spritzy and an Igglybuff, two hundos.
Oh, sweet.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice
sweet.
new hundo.
Back to
Lovely.
back, bruv.
That's a nice one, and a great bit of feedback there for the podcast. That's good. There's a certain person here called Paul Thompson.
The name doesn't ring a bell.
No, who's that?
How does it?
He's got him on the Zoom call as well. What is he doing?
Yeah.
Sounds like Giovanni's ruffled him up a bit looking at the video. Looking at the
CaptBunzo versus Giovanni.
Whoa! Incensed podcast. First shiny whilst listening to the podcast. A shiny Jigglypuff. Very
Lovely.
very
Lovely.
Nice.
Nice.
The green
Very nice.
Green eyes.
eyes.
That's a lovely shiny, lovely green eyes on it. And Andrew Hall also tweeted and said, "Incensed podcast. Just after finishing episode 12, I caught this cutie. The shiny look is real. A shiny Chikorita."
Hey.
Very nice.
Oi.
Congratulations.
Obsidian586 also tweeted us and said, "Doing well, listening to your podcast, and I got this gem that I'll mega evolve soon. Shiny Baneri," which is very, very pleasant.
I was expecting
Nice.
Swablu, not going to lie.
I've now got the translation. So our Argentinian
Yay.
fan base listener at Fergo Viedo, which actually means the big nurse. So that's it translated to English there. He actually works on the front line over in Argentina. Really, really good, but very tall as well. So we've had some great conversations via Twitter. But at Incense Podcast, you guys rock. Your listener from Argentina keeps getting hundos from listening to your new episode. By the way, my username means the big nurse. I just repeated myself, but
Yeah,
got
nice.
a 4-star Litleo. There's
Oh,
also got a
sweet.
screenshot of us with the podcast on at the same time. I like it when people do that. So that's pretty cool. And that concludes it. It was a decent selection there. Really happy with that.
Mark, what are you going to say? And we have another one and another one. Well, thank you very much, Mark. And gents and Patreon members, speaking of shinies, I did not get one. Does anybody else?
You put an incense on.
So don't ask me. So is everybody?
No.
Everybody? No, not one.
No
person
hundo, no
tonight.
shiny.
Not one person tonight. Well, listeners, we hope you had a much better time or much better luck with the shinies than what we did. And that's it. That does conclude episode 13 of Incensed, a Pokemon Go podcast. Please do support us if you have already. Fucking hell, sorry. Please.
Every time.
Sorry. I feel like Milo's going to leave that in as
Remember,
well.
14 comes after 13.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
And 12 before 13.
Stop, boy, stop. All right, here we go. And that's it. That fucking hell, stop, Coops. Right, breathe. And that's it. That does conclude episode 13 of Incensed, a Pokemon Go podcast. Please do support us if you have enjoyed by downloading, following, and leaving a 5-star rating if you can. We really do appreciate all your support. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Incensed podcast. We hope you rest up this week to get yourself prepped and ready for Small Blue Community Day. I can't even be serious and say that. Anyway, from me and the lads, we'll see you in episode 14. Take care.